don't care if the whole world is against you or tease you or say you're not going to make it. Believe in yourself.
Hi, this is Blaudis from Musical Motivation, and this video is about Michael Jackson. And I was so conflicted about producing this video because of his history and, you know, the controversy and some of the things he might have done. But I thought if I just keep it around his creative process and his creativity, because you can't deny that he was really a master of writing music, performing music, and really on top of the charts for so long and so incredibly successful and talented, that I want to make a video focusing on that. So I hope you find some inspiration and learn how to apply some of these techniques to your own work.
The songwriting process is something that's very difficult to explain because it's very spiritual. It's you're really just in the hands of God, and it's as if it's been written already. That's the real truth. As if it's been written in its entirety before you were born, and you're just really the source through which the songs come, really, because they just fall right into your lap in its entirety. You don't have to do much thinking about it. And I feel guilty having to put my name sometime on the songs, that I do write them, and I compose them, I write them, I do the scoring, I do the lyrics, I do the melodies, but still it's the work of God.
Artists seem to get in the way of the music. Get out of the way of the music. You know, don't write the music. Let the music write itself.
One thing that I think worked for us is we didn't have time for paralysis from analysis. We made Thriller in 8 weeks.
So I'll take that and use that as the main foundation for the track and build all the sounds around that. Those rhythms.
And you could see his creative process.
Michael was different from every other artist that I worked with in that his approach to the process was just very unique. And, you know, aside from his tremendous skill as a performer, dancer, singer, songwriter, creator, the environment in which he created really spoke to the level of expectation and artistry that was going on in those rooms. And I think that it was key in the success of the projects over the years.
You know what he told us? Oh, I love this song. He said, okay, guys, we're here to save the recorded music industry. Boy, that's a heck of a mandate, isn't it? We wanted the sonic values of Thriller to really recharge the industry.
Michael was incredibly creative. I mean, that's an understatement, but I remember sitting there many, many times with just Michael in the studio, laying down the tracks, and no matter how good it was, you know, I think Quincy always had to have another take, because he's perfectionist in that way.
I snuck out and went across the hall in the studio to another control room where Michael was. He was sobbing. He was just crying and unhappy as could be because we hadn't achieved that sonic statement that we had all wanted to make.
Well, our day-to-day process was different each day. Depending on what time we start, because of his hectic schedule, we would break a sweat very quickly, you know, and then get into the ideas. You know, this after having had our, you know, sort of brain process conceptually, you know, but when we actually got on our feet, as he would say, it was a lot of repetition, you know. He believed that muscle memory is part of it, so that the muscles need to know what's happening. So you need to be able to do this dance and think about what you're gonna have for lunch tomorrow. You know, we needed to know it that well. So there was a lot of repetition and a lot of practicing, you know, and a lot of versions. You know, we get to a point where we felt like, all right, this version is very cool. Now, let's tape it, move on. Let's create another version. That may happen 4 or 5 times. And then you pull the best parts from each version. And then you put that into a hero version 1. And then you change hero version 1. So it was a process, you know, to come up with what the ultimate ideas would be. And Michael was very clear that the best idea just needed to be found. It didn't always have to come from him, but it needed to be found. So, you know, as a creative, that was a lot of pressure, a lot of responsibility, you know, but as one who'd always grown up admiring his excellence, it was a welcome challenge, you know, and, you know, to be able to be at Neverland for periods of time and just be immersed in the creative process, that doesn't happen. You know, most times a person hires you to work this number of days for this number of hours per day. This is the release date for the project, done. With Michael, his process continued because he felt like, I asked him one time, which is his favorite song? And he said, it's impossible to choose one. They're like his children. They all are important. So if you think in terms of that kind of thought, the songs continued. You know, they were all a work in progress. And, you know that you are just weaving something that is going to endure, you know.
I think a great artist should be able to just create any style, any form, anything from rock to pop to folk to gospel to spiritual to just wonderful music. When I'm working though, I don't think I'm influenced by a lot of the music today. I pretty much create what I think is in my heart. Very original. I try to be as original as possible.
Believe in yourself, study the greats and become greater. And be a scientist. Dissect. No matter what. I mean, I don't care if the whole world is against you or tease you or say you're not going to make it. Believe in yourself. No matter what.
No matter what.
Some of the greatest men that have made a mark on this world were treated like that. You know, you're not going to do it. You're not going to get anywhere. They laughed at the Wright brothers. They laughed at Thomas Edison. They laughed at Walt Disney. They made jokes of Henry Ford. They said he was ignorant. He didn't have a college degree because he dropped out of school. Disney dropped out of school. They even took Ford to court to prove his intelligence. That's how far they went. Yeah. And these are men that shaped and changed our culture, our customs, the way we live, the way we do things. And I think God plants those seeds through people on the earth. And I think you're one, I'm one, to bring some bliss, some escapism, some joy, some magic.